Hi everyone, it's Kesman YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm going to be recapping the round 12 game for the AFL fixture. If you're new to the channel and this is your recap, welcome. How I do this is plain and simple. I go through the games and I talk about each game as well on top of that, depending on how long it goes for. As much as anything, returning magpies, welcome back to another video on my channel. So let's jump straight into it and let's talk about the round 12 games. Can Melbourne have another huge win to defeat the Brisbane Lions, or can the Brisbane Lions show how good top 14 that they really are? Can the Swans continue on their form, or can the Saints make it 2 in a row? Can Adelaide get a win at the Adelaide Oval against Collingwood, or can the Magpies defy all odds and surprise a few people? Can the Blues finally win at the SCG against the West Coast Eagles, or will West Coast Eagles break their hoodoo and actually win with 14 of the players out? Can the Dockers win at home, or will the Bulldogs bounce back from their disappointing loss? So let's jump straight into it. Brisbane Lions were good in the first half, and since then it was all Melbourne really. Indigenous round for these two, for this round as well. Pretty good to see how teams play, and I think that's a really good sign of development by Melbourne to keep pushing. Mike Williams has been there helping out, and I think that's a really good sign for any fans in the competition for that. As much as possible. St Kilda were waffle in front of goal. Jack Higgins, as they call it, the Missy Higgins, kicking one goal 6, and very disappointing result for the Saints. Had their opportunities to beat Sydney, as the Oakers. I'm probably going to get ridiculed for saying that, but reference to the Missy Higgins type. But you know what? The same thing that can be said about Taylor Walker. Same thing can be said about certain players as well when they miss their set shots as much as possible. But the Swans were too good. Buddy Franklin played really, had a good game, closer to 1,000 goals. Be a great achievement for that as much as anything. Really good win for the Swans in a tight situation. Jack Higgins, I like to talk about him. Kicking 1 goal 6 is really disappointing. I text Taylor Walker the same. 2 goal 6, and I'll talk about that as well. Just got to slow down. Take your 30 seconds when you can and have the set shots. Can't afford to be washing your kicks as much as anything. And that's the confidence the confident signs of how you want to play as well. Disappointing game for him. Look, he'll probably bounce back. Probably had a good game, having like 12 disposals or more. But you got to start finishing off your good work. Just the chances that you have to kick some goals to put your team in front. I mean, you had a poor day in front of goal, you know you need working on it. It's all about the technique. What a win by Collingwood. Taylor Walker, 2 goal 6 in a disappointing game for him. Would have loved to be able to kick some goals as much as anything. He's either Missy Higgins type, or probably, if you look at it, just not hitting his mark with the goal kicking this round. But what a win by Collingwood. As I said in my review and Play Rain's videos, Jamie Elliott 6 goals, Trent Bianco and Calipolta, they're going to be younger stars in the competition for 200 games. Absolutely love as well for that as much as anything. But as we know, tough, big game for the Pies, got the job done, as we know. Now, Essendon West Coast, can Essendon finally get a win after 10 straight losses, or can Richmond continue on the winning ways? It was a really good game of football. Richmond were 30 points in front. Essendon came back, hit the lead, and Richmond just overran with four goals to Essendon in the last quarter, and 6 to Richmond. Really put the game beyond doubt. 39 points. Look, they did a good thing in Perth as well for that. Really suited Richmond as well. Great for Perth as well to get a big game like that in. Congratulations, they certainly did deserve it as much as possible. But a really good win for Richmond nonetheless. Jack Riewoldt as well, as much as anything. West Coast, 14 of the best 22 players out, got the job done by 22 points. Now, Carlton were pathetic, right? Absolutely pathetic. This is a fucking football team that doesn't put their heart and soul into every game that they play. Watching the Blue Board live streams and the fan cams afterwards, and Pommy says that even said West Coast like the short kicking game. They do like doing that. They love to hold on to the ball. Every team knows that when you play against West Coast, they're going to have that short kick mark. They're going to kick, mark. You've got to have to stop that. I don't even see once Carlton doing that. And my God, David Teague, are you fucking kidding me? If you say in your press conference, and I haven't watched it, the press conference by the way, but if you say, oh, Liam Ryan, it was good to see Liam Ryan getting mark of the round, then you're fucking kidding yourself, mate. You're fucking useless. To have Liam Stocker, now Liam Stocker isn't a defender. If he's not a midfielder, pull him off the halfback flank or something. But you do not play someone like Liam Stocker on Liam Ryan. That's just asking for trouble. Now, credit to Liam Ryan, he's kicked 4 goals, he's a good player. But you have to put someone like Sard on him, or even someone like Doherty on him, to be able to, okay, I'm going to try and block out his run. Poor Liam Stocker, and this is the thing that when players leave Carlton, they go to a better club, they play them in the positions that they should be playing in. And you don't see that at all from Carlton. 22 points, and they're going to... There's a lot of criticism that's it's going to come their way. Has already started. Kane Corns. No, I agree with Kane Corns. They're useless. And people criticise Collingwood. And I'll put in Collingwood in this conversation. We were competitive against Port Adelaide, Geelong, right? Our defence is one of the best defences in the competition, right? Where we make sure that the opposition doesn't kick 100 points. And yet, I'm critical of our game plan. At times, I want to see some attacking flow and all that sort of stuff. But at least that we're competitive in games. And if we lose 10 points or by a point, I can take that on chin as well. Knowing that, okay, there's a bit of keeping off. I don't fucking see that in Carlton, in the way they play. I think this is pathetic. This is terrible. You got to show some heart. And I don't see that in the way that Carlton plays at all. There's got to be change. And look, they're not playing this upcoming week. I didn't pick Carlton. I picked West Coast. Because I thought, you know what, they still got Shannon Hearn. They got a pretty good defensive unit out there too, in the forward line. But the one thing that hurts the most is Liam Ryan plays a decent game, and yet you don't see that enough. You really don't. If David Teague is going to be saying, oh, how good was Eddie Betts' goals? How good was to have Buddy Franklin, one of the best players or one of the best Indigenous players in the game now, absolutely tearing it apart. Really? You're going to start playing guys like Eddie Betts and Jack Martin because of the Indigenous round, then what sort of selection committee are you going to have? Really pathetic, really poor, and it just shows you that they don't care. There's no heart. Adam Saad, and I knew this, Adam Saad does not like to defend at all. I shit you not. When we played Essendon in 2019, even 2018, if you make Saad defend, he's useless. He's fucking useless. What is it? Oh, he gets a fist to the ball. Oh, I'm happy I actually did something. Mate, this is football. You got to defend. Defend. Zach Williams isn't a midfielder. Let me get this through everyone's six heads. The reality is, Zach Williams played one good midfield game, 30 disposals. 2019 against Collingwood. Since then, he's done shit all. He ain't a midfielder. He's a halfback flanker. The signs of are Carlton going to improve? I can't see it. I had them top 8. Right? I had them. I thought, oh yeah, this is an opportunity. We can do this. And yet you don't see that in the intensity that they play. You don't see that on making a few selections. But why would you play someone like Stocker on a guy like Liam Ryan when you can put Adam Saad and go, right, this is your job. You got to stop this guy. If you can beat him 1-on-1, but then to leave it for the whole game and not make a change. You're in the coach's box, Teague. You're meant to make the changes. And I'm critical of Buckler when he doesn't make any changes. But to me, there's nothing to suggest that they improve. There are no certainties to beat the Giants after the bye on Saturday night. There's no certainties. But they might lose to North Melbourne as well on top of that. When they do have to play North Melbourne, they might be shit after this. At least with Collingwood, we play with heart. Now, Jamie Elliott isn't always going to kick six goals. I know that. I gave him 10 out of 10 for that performance because he was a really good player. He played his role. He got in the midfield and he kicked the sealer. He kicked the match winner for us. I don't see, and I'm watching that game on Sunday, when West Coast dominated, you don't see improvement. You just don't see the improvement in Carlton at the moment. Also another thing too, great Western Bulldogs, a really good win on top of that. I know I'm ranting on about Carlton, but what a win by the Western Bulldogs to show some fight. Actually got the job done. 22 points. So 5 points, 9. 39, 22, 28. And even like a 22 point margin, like a Friday night. You saw something. That's it. So if this is what I'm going to see from the Bulldogs, pretty sure it's time they start doing that too. Alright everyone, that's the end of my AFL recap for round 12. Like, comment, subscribe. I do apologise for the rant a little bit, but it's needed. Because I don't see improvement in Carlton, and I see more improvement in Collingwood, to be honest. So until then, go the Pies.